welcome back to Booked and Bonded, live from the realm of books, banter, and best friend chaos. We're your hosts, Lizzie
and Larissa.
So grab a crunchy snack and a frosty beverage, and let's get bonded over Fourth Wing.
You can only have crunchy snacks today. That's it. Nothing else. Only a crunchy one.
And a frosty drink.
Yeah, if you want something hot, You want something squishy?
As I'm sitting here with a room temperature drink and a hot drink. No frosty drinks in sight.
Just frosty for everyone else. All right. So, talking about your room temperature and hot drinks, what are they?
I have a chai tea in my little to-go cup so it stays warm. And I have a grape Gatorade.
I love it. Do you have any snacks?
I do have a snack. Where'd it go? I have it's called a chomp. It's a beef stick.
I love those.
My husband got them in Christmas, and this is the first time trying it. So
they're yummy.
Good. He says he's liked them. What about you? Do you have any frosty or frosty or
chunky?
No. Frosty or do you have anything frosty or crunchy?
Do we count Dalgona coffee as frosty?
It's iced.
It is iced, and it's fluffy.
I'll take it.
That's what I have today. And instead of milk, I used a protein shake. So we got some extra protein in there, and then I have my breakfast.
I love it. Anything crunchy?
No.
Well, I really messed this one up now, didn't I?
All right, bookish life updates. What you got going on since 2 days ago or whatever it was?
Well, I have been sick, so I have nothing, but I do have 2 books that I'm about to start. One is a surprise, and one is the Harry Potter 3rd book.
A surprise?
Yeah. I haven't determined how I'm going to read it, so I'll tell you next week what I decide.
Well, that's rude, but I'm excited for the update.
What about you? Did you finish anything or start?
I'm like 2 hours left with Chamber of Secrets, so that's good. Getting further in that, but I haven't finished anything. I haven't started anything else new. I've gotten tons of books in on Libby. I don't know, they all showed up at the same time. Haven't started any of those, so we'll see what happens next.
It's okay to take your time and have a break of reading, even though we love it.
I'm never breaking reading. I'm just reading 3,000 things at the same time. Hold on, how many books is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 5.
That's crazy.
Well, if you count the ones I'm reading with my classes, it's 5.
I will say it's probably... Mine's 3, technically, but one is Harry Potter, which I have read 1,000 times, so it's not like it gets confusing in my brain. One is Fourth Wing, which we're taking slowly enough that all I want to do is keep reading, but it's stopping me. And then my 3rd book is like it's just a book.
It's just any book. Any book in the whole world. Okay. Are we ready to get into it?
I think so, because this is exciting. We don't just get to open the archives today, Larissa. We get to visit the archives.
Yeah! It's like my dream. All right, here we go. The archives are open.
It's gonna be a good one today. Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
To read that epigraph. Epigraph.
Epigraph.
Merch. Shirt that just says
epigraph.
Yeah, it just says epigraph. Dragon's Milk. And pros and cons to this guy.
I'm loving this. There's so many good ideas. And you can get them in black or like creamy because of riders or scribes. What do the healers wear?
I feel like they tell us in that. I'm going to say blue. But infantry also seems like blues, but they could be gray.
Pale blue is the healers.
Like Beaubaton.
Tick. And then infantry wears dark blue.
Okay. Both blue.
I think that's a good color scheme. Black, cream, light blue, dark blue.
Yeah, it's like perfect.
Where's the pink? Hello?
No pink.
That's just for the veil, actually.
Bro. I definitely picture it with like a pinky hue, so I get it. I feel like it's always sunny there.
I just
It's
imagine
like,
sparkles.
just like light dusting of pink and sparkles. I love it.
So today we're covering chapter 17 and chapter 18. So if you haven't read those yet, pause, go read, then come back, and we'll talk about it.
What is that chapter 17 epigraph?
The chapter 17 epigraph is from Major Offendra's Guide to the Rider's Quadrant, and it says, "It is therefore only natural that the more powerful the dragon, the more powerful the signet its rider manifests. One should beware of a strong rider who bonds a smaller dragon, but even warier of the unbonded cadet who will stop at nothing to seize a chance to bond."
So we knew the strength of a dragon equals the strength of a signet, but the threats aren't over just because you're bonded. You have those unbonded that still have a chance for the next couple months to get bonded to a dragon. And it might be your dragon.
And then it also talks about a strong rider who bonds a smaller dragon. And that's interesting because I'm wondering if it means like their character is not great and they're probably like a bad person, or if they lack power, or if there's something else that it means by talking about that. Not sure.
Would you
Don't know.
consider Jack a strong rider?
I think he is confident in himself.
Not a good person, but like a good rider. Like
I don't know.
I don't remember. I know he killed a lot of people, so he won his fights, but like
He's strong. Physically.
I only bring that up because later in this chapter we know that he's bonded a smaller dragon.
Yeah, and people are treating him differently now. It's interesting. But I also think that would take a hit to his confidence, and he's probably, for sure, going to lash out. There are some conspiracy theories online that Major Offendra is Lilith. Don't know where that came from. I know that people said it could be like a maiden name that she has, or a pen name just to keep it more private. There wasn't anything that stood out as something that could have been true to me. Like, it didn't seem absolute that it was a fact. But, I don't know. Just thought I'd put it out there since I saw it.
I didn't hear that, so pretty cool. So we're opening up on the morning after Threshing. Violet has her own room now. She is across the way from Ree, her bestie, and we're waking up in the morning, heading to breakfast and all that jazz. So she wakes up, she goes and meets Ree.
They open the door and
Sawyer walks out of Ree's room. Good for him. And Ree's just like, I thought about celebrating. And it's like, fair. You just did a great thing. Celebrate. And a lot of the first years are celebrating.
Mm-hmm.
We meet up with Riddick on the way. We find out that Riddick's tattoo is on his upper arm. It is brown, so last episode when we were thinking about it, of if they're the dragons, just another confirmation we were right, that it correlates with the color of the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean Violet's golden dragon changes when Andarna changes? Probably not. We never hear
Probably
it
not.
described, but that would be cool.
That would be.
Especially if it can change colors. Like
It does say it sparkles.
That's pretty cool. I want
That is cool.
Dragon. We find out that Rhee's tattoo is somewhere that Riddick will never see, so use that as you wish. And they start heading to breakfast. Is there anything you want to add before they get to the breakfast line?
It says that Liam is hooking up with a first year with a brown clubtail, and my guess would be that is Salil, who ends up dying in Onyx Storm. Spoilers. Because she has a brown clubtail, and from what we read, I don't even know what chapter that was. One of the first few chapters is that she had that type of dragon, and so I'm assuming it's probably Salil.
Okay.
Which is interesting. It could be someone else.
True. On the way to breakfast, Rhee also does ask Violet about the kiss with Dain, and Violet does admit to her that she's like, there was nothing there. There was no spark. It was kind of disappointing, and they kind of moved past it, but I love.
And that's because Rhee was like, you should be celebrating too. Why aren't you celebrating?
There's no one to celebrate with. Because Shadow Daddy doesn't like me yet.
Well,
that I know
they aren't sure of each other yet. We also find out at this point that Violet no longer has breakfast duty or morning duty because they give the worse jobs to the people who are unbonded. So she was kicked out of her spot, which changes things for her and sparring.
It does change things because she'll have to find another way to poison people. So now they are at the breakfast, they're getting their food and stuff, and she sees Oren Seaver on the opposite side serving breakfast, and she's like, So she gets fruit and apple juice, thinking those can't be tampered with, and that's the only thing she gets to eat for breakfast.
Which, we know something they drink now. Apple juice.
This is true. Dragon's milk and apple juice.
And probably, yes, definitely water. Because she said she got dehydrated at one point.
This is true. Do you think they have the other fruit juices?
Depends on what grows there and what they can get.
Fair enough.
For sure, apples, because they have so many trees.
They head to the table in Fourth Wing section, and they go to sit down. There's a couple riders already there, and they're like, oh, we'll get out of your way. Sorry, Sorengale, sorry, and run out of the way. And Violet's like, what is going on? They sit down. When I'm saying they, it is Rhee, Riddick, and Violet at this time. And Riddick is also like, well, look over there. And we see Jack getting pushed out of his tables. And, like, no one's really letting him sit with them. And they're like, this is weird. And we find out from a couple people joining them what is actually happening. So, Imogen, Quinn, and later on, Hedon and Emery, which are second years and third years, come and sit with Violet, Riddick, Sawyer, and Rhee, and they're like, why are you sitting with us? But Imogen says the reason everyone's acting weird is because the power shifted. After Threshing, this always happens where when you bond a dragon, two more powerful dragons, more powerful the rider, power shifts in the college.
Yep.
And she said, Imogen says to Violet, and you, young Sorengale, you're going to be, like, the most powerful of them all. Which she doesn't, Violet never fucking understands this until, like, 4 chapters into, like, a battle. Like, she doesn't get that. She's gonna be so strong.
I'm glad Jack is being put in his place.
I am too. He deserves it.
It's about time.
Violet notices the patches that Quinn has, and something that I didn't notice is that the patches change every year.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I think it's for safety and security purposes, but that blows my mind.
I agree, because it's like, then how do you really know what patches mean?
I think, like, as writers, you have an understanding of what you would get them for, and you could kind of understand if you're supposed to know. So, like, for Quinn's patch, it's dark green with 2 silhouettes, and it probably represents her astral projection signet.
Yes. Agreed.
Even though Violet didn't put that together.
I don't think she knows it yet. Also, in the breath of, they're, like, the upperclassmen are just, like, talking about how they're surprised Orin Seaver didn't bond, but Jack did. And then Violet just casually tells everyone there that, oh, Orin tried to kill a dragon.
Which she was trying to keep it secret, and she just blurts it out like nothing.
She just tells anyone she ever fucking wants, except for her professor. She's told Dain. She's told a whole group of squads. Who's next, Violet? The gods?
Which professor would you choose to tell?
My first instinct is Kaori, because I feel like he would be the coolest.
Yeah.
But he also has, like, the biggest bond to dragons, because he, like, is fascinated. He's, like, the teacher, so...
Yeah.
I feel like the punishment might be worse, but probably Kaori. So Imogen also tells us that later this morning during formation, all the sections and squads are going to be merged. So instead of having 3 squads per section, there's going to be 2 squads. And because Dain got had the most first years lived since Parapet, he is allowed to keep his squad intact and people will just join them. And they are considered the Iron Squad. So Violet has a little patch that indicates that.
Woo!
Woohoo! Ree tells Violet that she's gonna have to eat some protein. She can't just eat fruit. And Violet's like, well, this is the only thing I can make sure that's not poisoned. And Imogen is like, oh, for God's sake, Violet, and gives her some sausages. I would have chose bacon and sausage, but, I can't beg to differ.
At least she's eating.
And that was very nice of Imogen, which confuses Violet.
Understandable.
Oh, completely. This woman literally
tried to kill her.
A week ago wanted you dead. Yeah. 2 months ago, tried to kill you. While Violet's, like, debating if the sausages are going to be okay, Tare tells her, like, you can trust her. I'm just like, Tare?
If Dragon Grandpa says it, I'ma listen.
I'm by me, Tare.
We find out during this conversation that Emery has an air manipulation signet.
I think we learn about Hedon's or Quinn's or
Hedon's we know is underwater breathing because of their patch.
Oh, correct. And we know what Quinn's patch looks like, but we don't know as of right now what it is, but
astral projection.
Yeah. And then Imogen
can get rid of your memories.
Oh. She just did it right there.
Yeah, right there. Anytime that you forget something, it was Imogen.
It was Imogen. I was just sitting there like, Imogen's really fast.
She is really fast. That's true, but that's because of her minor powers.
But yes,
we think.
True. Imogen can take away your memories.
Oh! Jack's dragon is a female.
We have another
female. Poor female dragon.
Yeah, well, she chose him.
True. Yikes.
During breakfast, Imogen tells Violet that after dinner and everything, that she is hers. Violet's like, excuse me.
I don't like the way that sounds.
Don't like that sound. But Imogen's like, no, I'm going to help you work and strengthening. And Ree's like, I'm helping her already on the mat. And Imogen's like, that's great, but I'm going to help her with weights. Like, we got to strengthen her up. And Violet's sitting over here like, why are you asking to help me? Like, it's not loyalty to the squad. And Imogen really quickly but Violet catches it. She looks over to Xaden and looks back real quick. And so Violet knows that Xaden asked Imogen to help train her up, to strengthen her up.
Which makes sense, and that's why she's being so nice, why they're sitting with her, why Imogen's giving her food. It all is coming together. It's zaddy.
It's zaddy. Breakfast is over, and we are now in the first flight class. So, I don't
They
know.
get their flight letters!
They do! They get their flight letters! Flight letters don't have, like, their names or anything on it. It's, like, very basic, but, like, labeling. Unlike their actual uniforms that can have patches and all this other stuff, their flight letter only has their, like, wing, fourth wing or third wing indication.
There are 92 first-year riders, which is the smallest class in history.
Yes. 41 unbonded, 92 that bonded. Means that there's only 133 people in first year.
Bonkers. And Violet is like, you're telling me there were 101 willing to bond and only 92 bonded. And 2 of you chose me and you're an extra? No wonder they want to kill me.
Parents like, well, you were worth it. Like, thanks.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe she was born like that.
Kaori is the instructor for flight class, and he says they're going to go through some basic maneuvers for their first day, and that all of the dragons already know what they are. So you can just hop on your dragon, I'll get going first, and everyone will follow along. So everyone's hopping up like they did the gauntlet. They literally jump from the ground onto the back of their dragon. And again, we see Taryn put his leg down so Violet can climb up him like a ramp. And then he says, I can see your memories. I know what you did. I'm not going to have you stab me so you can get up on top of me. It's not happening.
No. I do like that, along with, like, their brains being connected, that the dragons know all of their memories. That's kind of crazy.
I did not realize that.
I did not until this reread. So Taryn flies off. He's second. And Violet's like, why do you want to go second? And he's like, the only reason I'm not first is because he's your instructor. And Violet's like, oh, you're a frontline, in charge, leader kind of guy. Got it.
Noted. Got it.
Got it. Where's Sindarna when I need her?
Help.
But Violet and Taryn kind of go back and forth again about Taryn using his magic to hold Violet in. Violet really wants him to let it go because she doesn't want him to use his magic for that when in the future they will need to use his magic for her signet. She also wants to strengthen herself, so she's like, the only way this is going to happen is if you let me. And he's like, okay, stubborn silver one, if you want this, lets the magic go, and she falls. But Taryn catches her, and throws her back up, and she's back on his back, and he makes a noise. I love it. And she's like, what is that? What the hell does that mean? And he says, the closest translation for human is probably for fuck's sake. I love Grumpy Grandpa.
We also kind of find out that Taryn likes to make things difficult. He said, you're not going to be doing the simple little stuff during battle, so we're going all out.
He, like, if it's a simple dive, Taryn's doing a spiral dive. Like, he's, like, everything that is baseline, he's doing, like, 3 or 4 times harder.
Which is super helpful for a rider who can't hold on.
Yeah, super.
Yeah. During this flight, Taryn mentions that Glean just lost his rider, and he says it in a joking way because he's like, do you want to be dead like Glean's rider just happened to die? It literally mid-flight. And Violet's like, wait, what? And she looks back. She can't see past Taryn's tail. And so we know that we lost their first rider during the lesson. And
the lesson just kind of fades out, and it's just showing that Violet, because she's not using Taryn's magic to hold her in, falls over and over and over again. But Taryn doesn't let her die. He catches her each time because he loves her.
After the flight lesson, they get back on the ground. Violet's all sore or whatever, and then her and Dain meet up. And Dain starts talking about, like, what just happened, and he's like, we just can't do this. It's not right. And Violet's like, oh, good, I'm glad he agrees, because I was nervous about talking to him about this. And then he's like, yeah, we can't do this because it's against the rules. And then Violet's like, oh my god. He thinks we can't do this because of the rules.
Dane's talking about the kiss that he, without consent, did on Violet the other day. But yeah, Violet is, like, so happy that he's like, we can't do this. And Dane's, like, sad about it. Because Violet's like, there's nothing between us. And Dane's like, the rules prevent us from being together. Ew.
Ugh.
Dane says, because he's asking about, like, how her day went after this. And Violet's like, I can't keep my seat. Taryn makes everything harder. And Dane's like, oh, I don't know why he doesn't. It does that. It's not like there's another airborne enemy other than griffins.
Interesting.
Oh, how you are wrong, Dainatos.
If only you knew, you'd be doing things so much differently.
So it makes you, like, think that, like, Taryn is doing this because he knows what's out there and he wants the best chance for Violet, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But I want to just point out that Dain knows day one that Violet can't keep her seat. Just putting that out there.
Yep.
Noted.
Noted.
Later thing.
The only reason this awkward, awful conversation comes to an end is because Imogen is like, hey, Violet, it's my time. Stop wasting it. So they end up going and working out in the sparring room in this little secret room that Violet's never noticed before. There's like a door she never saw. So they go into this room, and it's Imogen, Garrick, one of the other marked ones, and Violet. And Garrick makes like a funny joke. And it's like, oh, it's just three of us. Don't worry. Was that Garrick or Imogen who said that? That sounds more like an Imogen thing.
It was Imogen. Imogen does smirk at her, or like winks at her. He does, or no, Garrick looks at Violet and like does that kind of.
But they're working out, and that's kind of how the scene comes to a close while they're working out. And like, I do want to note that Violet notices how defensive Imogen gets over Xaden and how respectful she wants Violet to be towards Xaden. And Violet takes it as Imogen is like in love with Xaden. They must be like a couple because of how they respond to each other. Mm-hmm. And she gets jealous and she's like, you are not jealous.
Yes. But I see it more just like the loyalty and like
respect.
Like, yeah, the respect that Imogen has towards him.
Well, they also know his full position, his title. What
this
he could
is
be.
True. He's a duke, motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. We also get, in here, we get the name for the people from Tyrandor, and it's Tears. They're Tears. Ah! Tyrs.
Would have never guessed that one.
I definitely thought it was Tearish.
I thought it was Tearish, too.
It's Tears.
Tears.
The Tears. Well, Imogen is very careful with how she's training Violet, which is awesome. She doesn't make her do anything that's going to hurt her further. She just starts by strengthening the thighs, which she needs first and foremost to hold on to her dragon. So it's a great start, and I think that Imogen is going to be a great help to Violet, even though she wanted to kill her.
I love Imogen's, like, arc throughout the books.
Me too. Because she is totally valid in all of her feelings. And her 100%. Anger.
I think next book, when she runs with Violet, that's when I, like, fell in love with her.
Yeah. Why are we running?
Why are we running? The biggest question. Chapter 18. What is that epigraph?
Chapter 18's epigraph is from Colonel Daxton's Guide to Excelling in the Scribe Quadrant. And this is where I start geeking out. So here we go. There is nothing more sacred than the archives. Even temples can be rebuilt, but books cannot be rewritten. I want that tattooed on my arm.
The archives are highly important.
To the scribes, at least. Are you ready to hear some wild tea I found? There's no way this is the truth.
Yeah, down for it. Give me.
Okay, so Colonel Daxton. We have no clue who this is. We just think it's an author who was also a scribe, obviously. Okay. People believe this to be Grandma Niara, which is Violet's dad's mom. Why? No clue. There's no proof. They're just saying it's because she was this great scribe who was all about the scribes and blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. They think that Violet's dad changed his last name to get away from his mom because she refused to help with all the information that she knew.
Huh.
Don't know where they got that from.
I know that they talk about her mom a little bit in like the chat in like book 2, or his.
But we get very little about her.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I didn't,
and
even
we
know
don't
she
know
was a
why
scribe.
she left. People are assuming she's a scribe. They think that Violet comes from 2 long lines of great writers and great scribes, and that's why she is the perfect candidate to be Andarna's writer.
Okay. I like that. That's kind of poetic.
That part is nice.
Okay. I love the tea. Don't understand it all the time, but I do love it. It has been 1 month since the last time we've seen Violet. And she's picked up a new chore, which is archive duty.
Yay!
So every morning she has to go to the little library in the Writer's Quadrant, get any requests and any returns that need to be sent back down to the archive. And then she gets to go to the archives and exchange them and interact with the scribes a little bit.
She's like, I hit the jackpot. This is the best job ever. I would be freaking out if I had her job too.
That is fair. Violet is so happy that she gets this duty because, like, the archives feel like home to her. The scent, the environment, even, like, the coldness of going deeper into ground, it all brings her back memories of, like, home and her dad, and she's always really happy there. And so she goes to the archive, and we meet a character who is highly important, who helps Violet out with today's return. And who is that character, Larissa?
We skipped a character, but yes, we meet Jacinia.
We did skip. Who cares about that character?
Pearson! Because it's part of her routine. And it's part of the scribes. And scribes are suspicious, so I need to pay attention to who the heck they are.
After we meet Pearson, who do we meet?
After we get past that weirdo, we meet Jacinia. Archives smell like parchment bookbinding glue and ink. In my head, I'm thinking it's all closed up. Are they all getting high all the time off the smell of glue? No wonder they make bad choices.
Jacinia is a old friend of Violet's. They studied together before Violet had to switch to the Writer's Quadrant. Jacinia is a first-year scribe, and she is deaf.
Yerp.
Yup. Which definitely didn't know my first time reading.
How'd you miss that?
I truly just thought all scribes took, like, a vow of silence, and they all signed. Like, I
love that.
It didn't comprehend that it was just her signing to Jacinia, even though she has other conversations with other people, and there is no signing. It just didn't click in my brain.
When we see Jacinia, we kind of get to see the outfits that scribes wear. So they wear a cream tunic with a hood, and they have different, like, gold woven material on their tunics that represent how many years they've been in there. So Jacinia has one golden rectangle on her shoulder.
she had to pass a test, but Violet knew she was going to, and Justinia is overly happy to be in the Scribes. Justinia has been worried a little bit about Violet, and so she asks how Violet is, and Violet is like, I'm happy. Like, I bonded a dragon. She thinks about her friends. She thinks about flying, and she's realized that, like, she's happy, and the Rider's Quadrant is now her home. It's a really sweet moment.
It is sweet. We get to see Justinia try to, like, hold back a smile and keep her composure, because scribes are not allowed to show emotion at all for some reason, and they really wanted to hug each other too, and it sucks that they couldn't.
That's so sad. Like, I don't understand why it has to be that way, but so Justinia's like, oh, do you have returns and requests? And Violet's like, yeah. And then Violet also asks her for a personal request. She asks, do you have any copies of the Fable of the Baron? Justinia hasn't heard of this text, so Violet signs to her, about Venin, Wyvern, the evil and good magic, the good stuff. And so Justinia says that she will go look for it, and Justinia goes off to do the duties that she needs to do to collect all the books for Violet.
While Justinia is out looking, we see Professor Markham and his group of first year scribes doing like a little tour and kind of learning about the place. And Markham is surprised to see Violet there, and he's like, I had no idea you had this duty. And Violet's like, yep.
I love it.
And Markham was like, didn't you know that to all of these cadets that Violet was going to be my prized pupil?
And then the Rider's Quadrant stole her. And then he also asked Violet some questions about, like, about the archives and stuff. And Violet says an answer that I wrote down because it speaks to the scribes. Speaking of the outfits that the scribes wear, Violet's response to that is, no one and nothing are more important than the documents in the archives. And that's why they wear, like, the plain outfits and everything. And it's like,
to blend in.
And it's like, yep, the scribes truly do believe that no one and nothing are more important than their stories.
Bringing that up, why the heck isn't Dain a scribe? If he lives and breathes by a book, he might as well just go to the scribes.
The scribes are too lesser for Dain, though. That's what I feel. Then Markham and the kids kind of walk away, and Andarna checks in on Violet, and she's like, are you okay? And Violet's just like, yeah, I'm just home. Like, it reminds me of home. And Andarna's just like, yeah, it's hard to love a second home as much as the first. And Violet's like, well, the Rider Quadrant is my home. And I just love that she's, like, finding herself, and she truly believes it now, because she should.
And we know that Andarna is, like, very, very young because she just hatched. Violet, I don't know. She doesn't know that. Violet doesn't know this yet. So when Andarna is talking about having a first and second home and having all this wisdom, it's weird, right? So that would be my first, like, why would she think that way, I guess. But if she's an adult, that makes sense. But anyway, I was trying to figure out where Andarna's first home would be outside of the Vale. And when I looked it up, it says that Andarna's first home was most likely the hatching grounds of the 7th breed, and it's probably somewhere in the Barrens.
Aww.
Yeah, so she's probably feeling a little homesick too, thinking about it, but also thinking, yeah, I love the Vale here. I love my dragon friends here.
It's okay to miss your other home.
Yeah.
Justinia comes back with all of the book requests from the teachers and some mail for the professors, and then she's like, unfortunately, I couldn't find that tome. Like, I even searched Wyvern, and there was nothing in it. And Violet's like, oh, that's so odd. Like, I've never not seen a tome in the archives, unless it's extremely rare, or forbidden. Ding, 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 ding.
But Violet thinks nothing of that.
No, she does not. They chit-chat and Jasenia's like, I'll try to be here again the same time tomorrow so they can see each other. And then they go on their merry way. Violet is at the table for lunch eating really quickly because she took a long time. And she's scarfing down turkey. So she's eating protein. Good for her.
Heck yeah.
This is where the rest of her, Riddick, Sawyer, and Ree are chit-chatting. And Sawyer got his signet.
He's like staring at a fork, freaking out.
He is the first year to get a signet this year. And his signet is the ability to metal bend, basically.
He can manipulate metals, which they call a metallurgist.
I was not going to pronounce that word. But yeah, he's staring at his fork, which is a metal fork, and he's like terrified to eat. And Riddick is just being like, it was the coolest thing ever. He was sparring with this third year, and he was out, like, he was gonna miss him. Like, no offense, dude, but you were gonna miss him. And then his sword just went like, Wee! And stabbed him. But even, like, upperclassmen, I think, I don't remember who it was, Quinn or Heaton.
I think it was Quinn.
It was like, oh, you're a metallurgist, that's so cool. And Sawyer's like, yeah, I guess. And then we find out if you don't get your signet within 6 months, it's an average, but within that time frame, then you go kaboom.
Thanks, Quinn, for that one, by the way. You could explode.
Explode. It's just like the magic inside you, because it's not being released in a signet, just builds up and builds up and builds up and kaboom. And so that makes everyone a little worried, and Sawyer's a little bit happier that he is now
staring at his fork, afraid that it's going to stab him somehow.
But he's not going to explode. So we'll take the wins wherever we can.
Violet asked how Professor Carr is, which is the professor that trains cadets to control signet powers, and Sawyer's like, I cannot wait until everyone else is there to see his specific style of teaching.
Violet's head tingles, and she knows that Xaden has walked in the room, but she doesn't pay him any attention, so she's now associating the tingling with Xaden.
Mm-hmm. She knows it. Now we know it.
She's a smart girl. And she also notes that, like, she is never alone anymore. She always has, like, an upperclassman or someone with them, and they always have a rebellion mark.
Thanks, Xaden.
Thank you, Xaden.
Violet overhears Jack say something like, oh, it worked, to Caroline Ashton. And Caroline had bonded Glean after that rider fell during lessons. And we know that those two things are related. So what the heck did Jack and Caroline do to get her to bond that dragon?
How do you ask? Like, how do you like, hey, can you bring this dragon down so they can see if they want to bond this person?
I don't think they asked. I think what happened was they somehow got the rider to fall off, and then the dragon, like, knows that there are other people that could bond, and that's just something that's continually being reassessed because those students are still around, still going to classes. And so Caroline happened to be the one that dragon chose.
Do you think that they get to see the dragons every once in a while to see if anyone wants to bond again? Or, like, that's what my confusion is, because it seems like bonding has to happen in the physical presence of dragon and rider.
Yeah, for sure. I assume they would be able to go out and experience what flight lessons look like for the cadets who are flying, so they're probably around. They might be working on other things while they're out there, but the dragons can still see them. They can see the dragons, and they'll be able to look at what they can experience once they're bonded.
I mean, that makes the only makes sense, is like that they get the opportunity to see the dragons every once in a while.
I'm just wondering what Jack and Caroline did. Like, what the heck?
I don't know. Jack's not scared to freaking kill someone.
True. Did he push him off? Or that rider off? I have no idea. But
Probably not.
Jack realizing that he bonded a small dragon and deciding, oh, the people that I need to start manipulating and making my henchmen are the people who are the only ones that are less likely to be looked at as, like, high and mighty than me, which are the people who are unbonded. So he's manipulating this whole group of unbonded cadets.
He's not a good friend, guys. You should leave. Okay. And so we don't get to experience this flight class. We actually go into right after flight class. Violet is doing a check on Terran's scales, making sure that there's nothing hidden in there. We find out that Violet only fell about 12 times this turn.
Improvements.
Good job, Violet. And Terran, in all his sassiness, is like, I'm not naive enough to have something stuck in my scales. Rude.
And Violet keeps checking anyway, because she's thorough.
She's a good rider. But then Terran growls, and Dain walks up. And
I'd be growling too. Screw that guy.
Dain looks pretty upset. And Terran tells Violet to tell Dain that if Dain hurts her, he will burn the ground he stands on. And Violet, like, gives him, like, Terran's gonna hurt you if you hurt me. And Dain's like, I'm not gonna hurt you. And Terran's like, word for word, silver one. It's like, he actually said. And
then she's like, better?
He's like, nah, whatever. I'm gonna go eat. And he flies off.
A whole pack of...
Yeah, a whole pack of sheep or something.
Yeah.
But Dain came because he wants to have a chat with Violet. And he is very unhappy. And Terran saw that. And Violet sees it in Dain's eyes. And Dain is very unhappy. Because Violet didn't tell him that she is still falling from the back of Terran's back. Which one? She did tell you. Fuck off!
This makes me want to whack-a-mole him so hard.
I know. I'm just like... So, they go back and forth. Dain is being a complete fucking asshole. But one, she does tell him, like, a month ago, but she did tell him that she was falling. 2, she notes that she's not the only one falling. 3, she is actively working on it. And 4, fuck you, Dain!
And then she tries to lighten the mood because she thinks about what's going on. And she's like, he is my best friend. I forget I'm talking to my best friend, blah, 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 blah. It's because you're not talking to your best friend because your best friend wouldn't treat you like that. But by the way, anyway, let's move on from that. She's like, well, at least I'm not falling 36 times like I was at first. And he freaks out.
Like, what? He's like, I thought you would be fine after parapet, and then also after bonding this person. Oh my god, he says,
I can't believe I left up the training to Kaori.
I was letting Kaori teach you. Letting?
You could have been doing something this whole time.
You could have been fucking helping.
And you refused because you thought it would go against the codex or something stupid in your freaking mind.
He literally knows that Imogen and Ree are helping him. Or, I'm sorry, are helping her. And I'm like, where are you? If you are this worried. And he literally goes, what can I do to help you, Violet? I just want to help you. And it's like, where the fuck have you been for the month? She is like, I'm doing weights. I'm getting stronger. I'm doing better. Where the fuck were you, Dain? Because you weren't fucking there. Oh, and then that gets so heated. I hate this fucking scene.
Oh, I was heated too. And that's why I posted the TikTok that I did. I was about to go off on a fictional character. I was like, how do I get my hands in this book and kill him for her?
And he brings up also that, like, and don't even bring up how you got up the gauntlet. Yeah, Amber lit me up for an hour about how you did it wrongfully. And Violet's like, excuse fucking me? You just took her word for it? And she's like, well, she's a wing leader. And she's like, I pled my case by the codex. And Xaden, who's also a wing leader.
Your wing leader, by the way.
Your wing leader said it was cool. And I'm just like, fuck you, Dain. And Violet is getting angrier and angrier, just like we are through this whole conversation. And Dain is just like not seeing her. And he finally says the line that like just triggers her to explode. And he's just like, I'm just terrified for you. And Violet's just sitting there being like, I have survived 3 months at this place. I have survived parapet. I have survived sparring matches, gauntlet, dragon bonding. I didn't just bond one dragon. I bonded 2 dragons. One of them, the most powerful dragon in the fucking quadrant. The other one, the most rare dragon in the fucking world.
So tell me more about why you're worried about me. Maybe I should be worried about your weak ass.
Honestly. And she's just like, she's just so poetic. I can't even say it how perfectly she does, but she's basically just like, this place cuts away the bullshit, and you're gonna be some of the bullshit I cut away because you don't believe in me. And then she's like, and because the reason there will never be an us is not because of your fucking rules. It's because you have no faith in me. And I'm like, yes, girl. Yes. Leave it. Let it go. Come on, Snap to Rye. Just lay it on him. And she walks away.
She needed a mic to drop.
God, the only thing that would have been better is if she punched him straight in the face.
That's what I wanted to do. Honestly, I wanted to skip punching and go straight to death, but who am I?
She walks away. She goes into a courtyard. She goes up to Rhee and the guys, and Rhee's like, what's up? And she's just like, Dain's a fucking asshole. We're just all like, yeah. We know. And then, all of a sudden, Violet hears this yelling, and it's this first year running into the courtyard saying, make it stop, yelling. His name is Jeremiah. Perfect. His name is Jeremiah, and he is having his signet come alive right now. So he's yelling, and then shortly later, he's like pointing at people, and he's reading their thoughts. And there's like, oh, this guy's going crazy. You think he's crazy. And then he reads Dain's thought. Is Violet going to be mad at me for the rest of my life? And
Probably.
Then... Probably. And that's just like this commotion's happening. And Xaden comes, who is also in the courtyard on the other side, comes and he's like right beside Violet. And he's like, quote, whatever bullshit bookish thing is in your head.
Unless you want him reading any secrets that you're trying to keep.
And she's like, oh, okay, I'll think about that. And then Jeremiah looks at Garrick, and Garrett's like, oh shit, he's gonna know. And Xaden shuts Jeremiah up with his shadows. And
flips him on his legs. He's like hanging upside down with his mouth covered in shadows.
And then in comes a teacher. Someone screams, he's an intrinsic! And the teacher, his neck.
I'm picturing this professor as Albert Einstein, but with muscles.
I picture him kind of like Mad-Eye Moody.
I could see that, but he's older with like gray, scraggly hair.
Yeah, like the stock and build. He definitely has a limp. Maybe not a fake leg, but he has a limp. He has like a lot of hair, but gray.
Yeah, he's like actually insane.
He's just crazy.
And we find out that that's the lovely Professor Carr. I love that Xaden knows already that the best way to get Violet to replace her thoughts is with facts. He already knows that. But we know why he knows that. It's just still sweet.
It's just like... He sees her so much more than fucking Dain Atos.
That Professor Carr, he literally snapped snapped Jeremiah's neck without hesitation. He didn't think about it.
Yeah,
just went for it.
Someone said he's an intelligent, and that was good enough for him.
Yep. He didn't need to hear more. That makes sense, though. Violet, right at the end of that whole kerfuffle with the Jeremiah dying, feels her tattoo. And there are theories that Violet started manifesting way before she actually did her first time. And my thought is Violet's tattoo is a sign that she's been manifesting since this point.
She literally, the next scene is her in a dream.
Yeah. So that was my thought here.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Literally, tell the reader, remind them about the tattoo. This whole chapter is about signets manifesting. Mm-hmm. Remind her about Violet's tattoo specifically. The next scene, in the same chapter,
she's dreaming.
Violet's dream.
And we know that her second signet is dream walking. So here we go.
Oh, okay. So we open up to Violet's dream, and it is of Violet and her dad. Violet is a younger self of her, and it is one of their like study sessions with her dad, and her dad is telling her that you have to check your sources. Mm-hmm. You have to be careful of like where the story's coming from. First point of view
is telling the story.
First point of view is the best, second point of view, but it also matters who's the author. Crushes me so much. Because now I'm just like, Justinian, can I trust you?
Check and mate, dude.
Trust you. But as this happens, there is a voice that should not be there saying, wake up. And then it continues a little bit of the story, and then Violet realizes it's Dain trying to wake her up, and she wakes up and opens her eyes to see 7 people in her room.
Casual.
More specifically, there are 4 men and 3 women. The 4 men are unbonded men, first years. There are 2 unbonded females, and then there is 1 upperclassman that Violet actually recognizes.
And the reason they could get into the room because she unlocked the door.
Yes. The upperclassman runs out of the way before all the action actually happens, so it's 6 against 1, and they are there to kill Violet.
And you know what? I think she would have stayed if Violet was still asleep. I think she got nervous because someone was going to see she was breaking the rules.
100%. 100%. What a fucking coward. So, there is some fighting that goes on. Violet gets some cuts. People get some on her. But she is realizing she is outnumbered and it's a small area. One of the 4 men is Oren Seaver. Oren gets her by the throat, lifts her up, and then he turns her around so she is against his chest and puts a knife to her throat. Dain is talking to her this whole time, and he's like, you can't jump out of the window, I can't get to you in time, but he's almost there. And Violet's like, who the fuck are you talking about? And Darna, this is in the span of like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's
and
so
Darna
fast.
Screams, mine! And Violet's door whips open, and then everyone is still, except for Violet. Time has stopped. And Darna says, go! And the chapter ends.
There's so much that we have to wait to talk about to the next chapter, but that is an epic ending to a chapter.
It is.
I love Andarna. Before we move on, in Violet's dream, her dad says something extremely important, which is, it's the scribes. Okay, let me start from the beginning. While riders may be the weapons of our kingdom, it's the scribes who have the real power in this world. And it's because they hold all the information and they hold all the knowledge and the secrets that are being kept from everyone.
It's a very nice poetic thing that this book's overall theme is really like who's giving you the information truly, like, has the power.
Yeah. If you have information, then yes, you can have power, but until you have it all, you're not getting it.
I love the thought that, like, she's starting to... I want to pay attention if, like, next chapter she's, like, using lesser magic yet.
Yeah. I don't...
Like, that can't be a coincidence that she literally talks about her tattoo, and the next thing is that she's...
Yeah. And I believe that Rebecca has stated before that you need to go back and read through everything because it has to do with Violet's signet. So we need to pay close attention to that. And I'm not sure if it even has to do with what Andarna was about to do. Was Andarna starting to channel and do things through her tattoo? Maybe. But my thought is she's already dream walking.
Well, we know that, like, the time stop is not actually her signet. It is
right.
Andarna's power because she's a feather tail. Sometimes they give their riders their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And we find more of that out next chapter, I think, because we have a conversation with the
But it's
dragons.
still channeling. It's just not the same type.
It's not signet, it's just, like, power.
Right.
Oh, I love it.
All right, the archives are closed, and I'm sad about it because I want to keep on reading. But it's time for the bonded breakdown where Lizzie and I put ourselves in the shoes of the characters and kind of see how we would be getting through these chapters, which... Yikes.
Well, if we're still alive, we're doing great.
I'm so proud of us.
Okay, so first question I want to ask. We're jumping to breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take the help of someone who less than a week ago wanted you dead and less than 2 months ago tried to kill you?
No, I'm way too stubborn. I'm not taking any of her stuff. I'm eating all the fruit.
So you wouldn't even take the sausage, but would you take the training help?
I would be extremely hesitant to unless I was smart enough to put together that it was Zayden who made it happen. If I couldn't figure that out, it would not be happening. I wouldn't show up. Partly because I don't want to be around people.
I think I would take the sausage, especially if my dragon told me that you can trust her. But when it comes to the training, I think I would want someone else there. Like, I would ask, like, you to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Ree to be there. Just to be, like...
Smart.
Yeah, if you're gonna kill me, you're gonna kill me, but at least then there's a witness.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. That's genius. And that way you get the training and you have protection.
Yeah. So, in flight class, if you couldn't keep your seat, what would you do to, like, help you out? Would you let your dragon use the magic, or would you try a different way?
I think at first I would be letting my dragon use my magic, and I would be talking to them about, like, trying to go through ideas of what we could do that could fix it while I'm still training and trying to strengthen. Mm-hmm. I don't think I would have been the person to say, "Can you let me go?" I would try and work it out before letting go of that like extra layer of safety.
That is very smart. I wonder if, like, there would be, like, a middle ground where there's, like, training wheels, where it's, like, you're only holding at, like, 15% instead of...
I'm sure they're capable of it.
So that's where I think I would be leaning, like, enough to have that safety thing, but enough to also, like, get my muscles and stuff used to having to, yeah, sit there. But I would also be training every night, strengthening my legs and stuff.
But this is, like, unprecedented. We don't hear about anyone else being as small as Violet. So it's hard to know if anyone else has ever done anything like this. We know that people struggle to hold on and to keep their seat, but typically those riders die. So this is very unprecedented from what we know for dragons and flyers. Or riders, not flyers.
You really want to get to the flyers.
I love the flyers. I love the griffins. I can't help it. I hate Kat, but that's besides the point.
Well, who doesn't?
I love her and hate her. Like, I can't, I blame her, but I can't. You know what I mean? If Zayden was my ex, I'd be a little
A little
Snippy
pissy
too.
I love it.
After your childhood crush kisses you and you're having that conversation and he tells you we can't be together because of the rules, what do you respond? How do you react?
I'm debating if I would be bold enough to just be like, there was nothing there. I don't want to be with you because I don't see anything.
I could see you doing that. You get to a point where, like, you'll struggle with information for a little bit, but you tend to just air things out and be very open and honest with people about how you're feeling.
It's just easier that way. It's less confusion. It's like, it's nerve-wracking at first. Like, that's why I think I take a long time to take in the information and like, delve with it. But I think if when him saying like, yeah, it's just not gonna work out, I would be like, yeah, I just didn't feel anything. I'm glad that you feel the same way. And like,
without hearing anything else, and then he'd be broken.
Anything else, and then him be one like, what, we're on different pages. Like, oh, that sucks, bro.
I think I would take it as a challenge. I'd be like, what? You don't want to break your rules? I'm going to make you break those rules. I don't even care if I like you right now. This is my challenge. It's so toxic, but I would do it.
When I need to set up a, like, intervention, he is not with it. He is just a boy. Hit him with a car.
But it's so fun. I love seeing how far I can push him.
What do you think the other duties are? So we know that there's like food, so like I'm assuming lunch, dinner, breakfast. Mm-hmm. There's archive duty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it has to be like all the basics. There has to be like cleaning duty. If you're serving breakfast, they're cleaning too.
Yeah, there's scutterly. I don't know what they
were. I don't remember what it's
called. They do the dishes.
I assume there's like uniform cleaning / laundry duty, because when do they have time for laundry?
That's fair.
Like maybe weapon sharpening, inventory taking, like TA positions we know exist.
I could also see like mail distributing, like, because we know second and third years can have mail, so maybe someone doing that. I think I know your answer. What duty would you pick?
Yeah, I'd pick Violet's duty for sure. Unless I could have the duty with the person who's sitting in the library in the writer's quadrant, who stays in the library and she like takes orders and helps people out, because it said that there was a cadet who did that, which I wouldn't mind either. That'd be like my backup choice.
Okay. I think I would like to be like a professor's assistant, if that is like one of them. It might be an upper class person that does that. So like first year, maybe mail delivery, because I think it would be a very good resource of getting to know everyone in the quadrant.
Information.
So probably mail duty.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind being a teacher's assistant grading papers all the time either.
Wow, it's like it's so far away from your life.
I already did that in school anyway. I can't even tell you how many hours I spent grading papers in other teachers' classrooms.
I think I wouldn't mind grading papers if it was, like, not an essay.
Yeah, they don't let you do that if you're a teacher's assistant. You grade the easy, multiple choice, true, false, that type of stuff.
Oh, okay. We could do that. We'll probably get bored after a little bit, but we could do that.
Why? In my head, I'm thinking, okay, and then you're going to have to help Professor Lockhart, and you're going to have to sign things and, like, make sure it's good fan mail.
I would get really good at calligraphy, though.
Yeah, true. I wouldn't want to sit by him. He's so annoying.
Yes, same. But like, if Kaori needed an assistant,
Oh
there.
yeah.
We're down.
I want dragon baby duty. I want to play with them. I want to give them belly rubs. That is all I want to do.
We're working towards it, but they don't trust us yet.
If I bonded Darna, they would trust me.
Violet has Darna.
No, I do.
Fourth wing, point of view. Larissa takes Darna from Violet. Nothing's saving you now, Violet.
You could have her back when she's a teenager. I'll just visit on occasion.
Oh, I love it. Any other questions you have? Or is there any names or anything you've researched?
Let's pretend for an instant that you're a writer and I ended up in the Scribe Quadrant, because I feel like that would be more likely than the other way around. What happens when we see each other? Do you think that we would break what we're supposed to?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry. We could go behind some bookshelves.
Yeah, and make out a little.
I'll brush my teeth.
You'll use those little strips that you used to carry around.
Or the sprays.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we would break. I don't think we possibly could hold it back.
I would lose my job. Or they would not let me be a front-facing person because I'm always smiling. Like, what the heck would I do? I'd have to wear a mask.
You just get a face mask. It's just your eyes. I'm pretty sure the hood covers your eyes, though. Oh. I would miss you, but I would do archive duty just to see you every day.
That would be cute.
And
it's a good way to get information.
It's true. Okay, any other questions?
How are you feeling when you witnessed the death of Jeremiah?
I think it happened so quickly that it's shock. And then kind of scared because I don't have my signet yet, and what if that happens to me? But mostly just shocked and sadness for him. Because he didn't choose to be an Intexnet. Tin or teen? I think it's tin.
Yeah, Intrinsic. Yeah, that feels right.
Yeah. He didn't choose to be intrinsic, but that's what he got drawn, and it's not his fault that it's illegal, and it's illegal because your government is hiding things from you.
That would be enough to set me off. Like, we're just willy-nilly killing people out here with no remorse, not even a thought, and being able to just fling them over our shoulders and move on with our day. Like, that's insane. At minimum, I would hate that professor, but most likely I would be already questioning the codex, the college, the way everything runs, because that's bananas.
It wasn't that kid's fault. He did not choose it. And he died anyways.
Yep.
That's fair.
Okay. During this, do you think you notice that Zayden knows you so well by saying, like, hey, think about this, this, and this, and it's something that you really enjoy and prioritize that helps you distract yourself?
Yeah, I think I do.
I think you would too.
I have been married and together with my husband for 10 years. And he will, like, say things or do things in the nature of, like, he'll, like, make me a cup of tea. And it's, like, how I want it. And I didn't tell him that. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know that? He's like, because we've been together for 10 years. And so, like, it baffles me at any point when anyone notices anything about me. Because I feel like I'm invisible, but obviously I'm not invisible. So I would clock that right away. What about you?
So sweet. No, I'd be too angry about the situation.
Okay.
Not Zayden. I probably wouldn't even notice for the most part. I'd notice, like, he's next to me because I'd be uncomfortable because there's a human standing too close. But I would be more angry about what was happening with that situation.
That's fair.
You're in your room in the middle of your sleep. Your dragon wakes you up while you're in the middle of dreaming about your loved one that has passed away. Okay, so you're woken up by your dragon. You see 7 people standing inside your room about to kill you. What happens?
I freeze and die.
Love it.
I am not in fight, flight, or freeze. I'm a freezer. I freeze. I think I could get out of the bed, and then I would freeze. And hopefully my dragon can stop time.
You know, my first thought was to roll underneath the bed because at least that would give me a little more time. Because are they expecting that? No, they're expecting you to fight in the Rider's Quadrant. So that would be something. If that didn't work, I honestly think I would choose to jump out the window. If I die, I die, but it's under my control.
Okay. Your dragon's gonna be so pissed at you.
That's their problem. They chose me.
They know exactly who and what you are, Larissa.
Crazy.
I love it.
So let's go through names. Kaori's dragon is smacked. That's probably not at all how you pronounce it, but I'm forever going forward saying it's smacked because it's hilarious to me. And that means control, discipline, rule, and authority. Makes sense.
He's a professor, yeah.
Yep. Glean, the dragon who bonds Caroline and loses his rider as well. His name is Valley. Makes sense. Loses his rider in a valley.
I love it.
Pearson is the first scribe cadet we see. His name means son of stone. Also makes sense. The archives are surrounded and made of stone.
Yeah. Oops.
So he's probably meant to be there and kind of like born into it. So he's a nice type of scribe, I guess. Or maybe not at all. Who knows? Justinia's name means flower. And then her last name, Neilwort, means blue lotus or water lily. So she is very floral, and it is very representative of Violet's name as well. And I think this was to show like what Violet's life could have been like if she was a scribe.
That's very fair. I feel like Justinia does very much take Violet's place in the Scribe Quadrant.
Yeah. And I was hoping that her name would mean something suspicious, and I was ready for it. I was so ready. I was like, gotcha! No, I didn't. Which is good news. It's good news for the trustability of our source, but it's bad news for my theory.
Hey, we still have 2 more books. Plus 2 more.
Car's name means pointed or spear. Also makes sense. Did think it was interesting that if Salil and Liam were hooking up, that they're both dead now.
What? Liam's not dead.
Yeah, true. We still need to do research on it, but he's not dead. He's the brother. He has to be, and that's it.
I think I'm in camp. It's Auric.
Ugh, why? That doesn't make any sense.
I have to do research, but that's what I think my camp.
They're not close enough to be brothers.
I think that because he's precog, he knows that Xaden is Venom, and Xaden's gonna turn. And I also think he knows that he's going to turn, and he confronts Xaden earlier in the book.
That could be.
I have to do research. Do not quote me on any of this. I'm like trying to think like logically. Like we all want it to be Liam because we miss him.
There's a theory that one of Arc's brothers is Venom already.
The one that Xaden kills.
Yerp. Or the other one. I can't remember which one.
The one that Violet dated. I don't know his name. Clam? Not Clam.
Alden and Alec. Alec. People think Alec is already Venom.
What is Auric's real name? Because I know it's a stage name, basically.
Camlan?
Cam! Okay, that's where I got Clam. Got it. We will see. I will do research and we'll figure this out. Buying a whiteboard.
If that kind of could track though, because if Xaden already has a connection to one of Arik's brothers, it would make it feel more like a brother.
See, there's holes that I can find because I couldn't see him calling him a brother.
Mm-mm.
But we do see a specific line of Arik going south and leaving the battle.
True.
Xaden is in a non-conflict area that is south of the conflict. Arik is precon, so he has proven he knows things that he shouldn't know. So just usually we see it with Violet. So why couldn't it also go with Xaden? And it can't be Dain, because Dain is seen in Xaden's point of view fighting when Xaden's doing the storm.
He's also too much of a rule follower.
He's also a dick.
Yep.
It could still be Brennan, but I just don't think it would be as shocking if it was Brennan. Because we all want Brennan to be a wyvern.
He is.
I don't think it's Bodhi or Garrick, because I think that they are both seen during the Onyx Storm, and it's just, like, not super clear. But I did see something about Garrick that could prove that it was him. Where, like, in Quinn's point of view, I always do that. In Imogen's point of view, after Quinn passes away, Imogen notices that the stones around, like, the area are slowly losing color. And I always thought it was because, like, the venom that are fighting are taking the color. But then right after that line, Garrick shows up, like, right in front of Imogen's face.
Okay.
So maybe. I don't know. But until it's written on paper, it's Liam.
We aren't even going to know until, like, pretty far into the book.
Yeah, like, we're all going to be pissed when it's not chapter 1.
Well, it's not going to be because they're missing.
It's going to be, like, chapter 17. Let's go to listener lore.
Listener lore. We do. We have some answer to a poll question that we posted, which was, which part of chapters 10 and 11 hit you the hardest? Was it Violet facing the gauntlet, the weight of loss, Violet and Xaden's tension, or the friendships forming? And we had one person respond, and their response was the weight of loss. Which
that is valid for that chapter.
Yeah, definitely makes sense, especially because Violet talks so much about, like, what she's feeling and how it is in the quadrant and the responses to losing someone, which is insane. So that makes a lot of sense.
I think to me it would be, like, the friendships and the bonds, because you see, like, the trust between Rhea and Violet grow. You see how, like, Riddick and Sawyer stand up for Violet in these chapters. And it's just, like, showing, like the core friendships are growing.
Yeah. I love the friendships.
Yeah, they're good.
All of the relationships are so top tier.
She's so good at writing. Rebecca!
Screw it. Jacinia is the brother.
Jacinia doesn't have a dragon, Larissa.
She doesn't need a dragon.
There is a dragon behind the brother.
So, there could be dragons everywhere.
They just found this dragon. Sigale. Is Sigale the dragon?
Could be. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Well, as a part of listener lore, please make sure to send us your hot takes, reviews, questions, book opinions, your mini stories. Answer the poll questions that we post with every video, and make sure that you are following or subscribing or whatever it is that you need to do. Give us 5 stars. Leave us a thumbs up. All the good thingies that we need you to do.
Yes, please and thank you. Please like, share, follow. We are over on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify, all with the same Booked and Bonded tag. We are covering chapters 19 and 20 next week.
We're getting so far.
I know, it's super exciting. So please read those chapters if you are following along. And until next time, I hope that your crunchy snack stayed crunchy and your frosted drink is not room temperature. We are your hosts, Lizzie
And Larissa.
and we'll see you next time on Booked and Bonded.